We started talking to a number of our existing clients, whether it's operators, TV companies, production companies, and what were the problems with the live and the live OTT delivery. The obvious, of course, was the low delay, but after talking to many of them, they actually said, well, we could actually work with some delay, but very important for us is that everyone will see it at the same time. Of course, you have certain applications when you are actually on the event. There you really need, and you want to watch on your mobile or your mobile device, of course, you need to have very low delay. You're also talking to someone like the betting industry. For them, lowest possible delay is of the highest importance. But when we talk to the broadcasters and the TV companies, said, no, not really. What we want is a seamless TV experience. If you can provide the same delays that we experience on the normal platforms, the primary screen, that would be the perfect fit. Also, premium experience is talked about the channel swap times, like in the early IPTV days. And actually, it's even worse on the OTT side. It can take 2 to 9 seconds to swap between channels. They also said when we're doing things like want to do picture-in-picture or picture, and picture, in the same screen, again, the synchronization is very important. We can't have them unsynchronized. And of course, we want to have very resilient streaming. But very many times they also come back to the fast channels change times. Not only just for the linear service, because they also said what we want to do is have multi-camera experiences. We want to have different camera angles. People should be their own producers. They should be able to choose their own content. Part of that is then you need a very fast channel swap times. If you're adding, go between camera angles, that can't take multiple seconds. So they said, well, the perfect thing would be if we could use the mobile devices as kind of remote controls. You work with them, but when you come down and sit home in the sofa, you cast it up to the set-top box. So have that fast, seamless casting, not only to Roku or an Apple TV box, but actually to the existing set-top boxes. That would be really nice. And then you can add a lot of things into the apps, like the curation recommendations. To reduce the delays, we have to both look at the client and the segment buffering we're doing there, but also at the packager. So when we're doing the most optimized streaming, we actually take away the segmentation, just work directly on the stream. Then a lot of people say, well, that sounds really good, but how can you then do the ABR profiles and work between the ABR profiles? Well, it actually works quite well. It's no problem at all to go between different, seamless to go between ABR profiles on a streaming service. Without segmenting the streams. Now we're down to 1.5 seconds with full ABR support. The other thing we do is we actually make sure that all devices have the same clocks and they show the content at the same time. So you get, in essence, full frame synchronization between all devices. So that requires that you also have a notion of time at the devices. So the typical time protocol today would be NTP. People start talking about PTP and IEEE 1588. So you can say that's something we also add to this, that you have the notion of time and you tell when devices are to show the content. And this way can make sure that everyone watches at the same time. We work with something we call stateful ABR. So when you have watching a channel on the device, well, we know what ABR quality that device is capable of handling. And the normal thing when changing to another channel is you go down to the lowest quality and you work your way up again. And that can be quite annoying when you're switching fast between channels. So what we did is we actually have, keeping the notion of what ABR quality we are at. You go down one level instead of going down from the start and restart from again. That again gives not only fast channel swap times, but you actually maintain the quality when swapping between the channels.